Let me say this about Kyle Schwarber. 56 home runs, 132 RBIs. Played all 162 games. Didn't miss a game. Yeah, I know he's not playing in the field as a designated hitter, but he didn't miss a game. And not only did he not miss a game, then he turned around, got walked 100 times. Not only did that happen, but also remember that for the last 4 years, the brother has hit a minimum of 38 home runs. And this past year is 56. What stopped him from being league MVP? What made him come in second in the voting instead of first? Shohei Ohtani, the modern day Babe Ruth. That's who. Now, we know nobody's Barry Bonds, the greatest hitter of all time. We know nobody's Barry Bonds. But in terms of a player, overall, their versatility and what they bring to the table, not just as a hitter, but in Shohei Ohtani's case, as a pitcher as well, he's the modern day Babe Ruth. That is what stopped. By the way, a modern day Babe Ruth that hit over 50 home runs himself, hit like 53 home runs. But the modern day Babe Ruth is the only thing that stopped Kyle Schwarber from being the league MVP. National League MVP. Let's get that out of the way. You're the Philadelphia Phillies. You did right because he could have got $40 million a year from the Mets. I got numerous sources in Major League Baseball. I'm not the aficionado there. You know, Doggy is Mad Dog Russo. You know, the great ones like Tim Kirkchin and Buster Olney and Jeff Passan and all of these guys. This is what they do for a living. You just have to understand that you're listening to your boy Stephen A, who's been in the business for 30 plus years. And I know all of these people, plus a ton of others. So because of that, it's not my expertise. I just know who the experts are and how to get to them. So this is what I've been told. You've got a situation where, and that doesn't even count the actual personnel for the teams that I know too. But the point is, I heard Kyle Schwarber could have got $40 million a year from the New York Mets. He wanted to stay in Philly. Now, you might say 5 years is a little bit too long because he's that now. He's going to be 33 when the season begins next year and he's playing in the season. What's he going to do at age 37? What's he going to do at age 38? I understand that, but hell with all of that. It's about the here and now. And everybody got to get their money while they can. And what Kyle Schwarber did was say, I'm happy in Philadelphia. I'm settled in Philadelphia, and I'll take $30 million a year. It's more with the aggregate if I had gone to New York, but the bottom line is averaging $30 million a year, getting those years. More in aggregate in New York, Philly, I'm sorry. But the point is that he's getting $150 million. Not 120 for 3 years, but 150 for 5. And that gives you more security. That's what he did. I think he deserved more, even as a designated hitter, because of what he brings to the table, not just as a hitter, not just as one in clutch situations, not just as somebody that hits the long ball, but also his leadership on that squad. Now, they haven't won a championship, and I get in recent memory, and I get that part. That's because the damn Dodgers are standing in their way. Which brings me to the New York Mets. You're David Stearns. You're Steve Cohen. What the hell is up with you? You don't lose an Edwin Diaz. Now, my sources tell me folks believe he's lost a little bit of velocity off of that fastball. And the data shows that slide ain't what you used to be. I get that part. I watched him a few times this year. Even with his ERA under 2, I still saw that drop-off from the previous year, too. I got it. But you're not just paying him for what he did. He's still capable. And Devon Williams, who you brought over for 3 years and $51 million, I don't know if him, along with others, going to be able to offset the loss of Diaz. But here's the biggest reason why. The reason why is because you don't lose Diaz when you know he can end up going to the Dodgers. At some point in time, if you're the New York Mets, are you going to stop being a fair-weather stepchild? And Steve Cohen, if you're listening, my man, you're the richest owner in Major League Baseball. You're worth over $23 billion. And you're $3 million apart with Edwin Diaz compared to his offer from the Dodgers, and you can't come up from 66 to $69 million. You serious? You serious right now? You serious right now? Now, from what I'm told, I don't know whether it's 325. I don't remember whether it was 325, 335, 340. Whatever amount of money the Mets paid last year, Steve Cohen basically told Stearns and the crew, I don't want to spend more than that this year. He's paying like 110% for any contract he signs because of taxes and things of that nature. So hypothetically, somebody like an Edwin Diaz is going to cost you about $46 to $48 million if you're giving him $23 million a year. It's going to cost you more than double that. I got that part. I'm going to go back, Steve Cohen, and tell you, you worth $23 billion. $23 billion. And the Mets haven't done anything. You missed the playoffs. After that great year you had last year that was so compelling, so interesting. When you beat Milwaukee, you ultimately fell to the Dodgers, and everybody was looking forward to the Mets being something this year. You're going to go out there, you don't get Schwarber, you lose Diaz? Really? You lose your closer, a guy considered one of the top 3 closers in the game? You serious? You serious? The only person associated with the Mets organization that should feel good about what happened with losing Diaz to the Dodgers, the reigning 2-time defending World Series champion Dodgers. The only person that should feel good about that is Pete Alonso, your first baseman. Because I'm here to tell you right now, you got to keep him. I don't give a damn if he's going to lose time at first base because we ain't told somebody else is what you're going to try there. I don't care about all of that. You cannot lose Pete Alonso after losing out on Schwarber and letting Edwin Diaz walk out the door. You better not. You can't do it. You can't do it. You got to get it done. Steve Cohen. There was somebody named George Steinbrenner once upon a time. And I know you may not remember that name too well because, you know, his son is there running the team, and the Yankees ain't done a damn thing in free agency. Not a damn thing worth mentioning yet. Okay? And that pisses me off to no end, too. But that's neither here nor there because everybody knows I'm a Yankee fan. My point to you, Mr. Cohen, owner for the New York Mets. Sir, George Steinbrenner would not have allowed this to happen. See, when you come to New York and you trying to knock off the Goliath, and you go out and you get somebody like Juan Soto, who's a gem for you, that ain't enough. Because this is baseball and one man can't win it for you. You got to have a team. And Juan Soto left New York to come for you because he thought yours was going to be the culture of winning. That's what he thought. Now, we could sit up there and say, hey, you making astute decisions. You're not trying to spend this money. And if you're going to spend this money, you want people to produce. I got that part. George Steinbrenner was that way too. But you know what he did? He mandated that guys step up and produce or else. Your or else is what we're missing here. Because what we're hearing is about money from a $23 billion man who's probably going to be building casinos in Queens, New York around Citi Field and stuff like that. Going to try to establish your own version of LA Live or something like that around Citi Fields in Queens. And props to you. That'll be great for the local economy. I support you, Mr. Cohen. I really do. But you cannot, and I'm not talking about just a player, you cannot be losing people to teams that are going to be standing in your way. You cannot do that. You can't. Especially when no matter what level of success you have, every single season, the Yankees always appear to be better. You get to a divisional playoff series, they get to the ALCS. You get to the ALCS, or you get to the NLCS rather, they get to the World Series. Even when they lose, they still are playing longer than you play. You got to change that, Mr. Cohen. You got to change that. You too, Mr. Stearns. And by the way, that's a big-time name you're carrying. I know it's yours. Your mama gave it to you. But there was another person in New York City named Commissioner David Stern, God rest his soul, for the NBA, who could be tyrannical with his own tendencies. But by God, was he a winner. And what he did to build the NBA and the role that he played. You can't have a name like that and just be fading into the twilight. You got to win too. Sometimes these people drive me crazy, y'all. They really, really do. 888 Mad Dog 6 is the number to call up. It's 888-623-3646. To your phone calls we go in just a few minutes. You're listening live to the Stephen A Smith Show, Sirius XM, Mad Dog Sports Radio. Back with your calls, your voicemail messages, and more in a minute.